Alright guys, Tom here and welcome to a new video, and today we are predicting our second SummerSlam 2013 match, and this is for Cody Rhodes, the third generation superstar, and Mr. Money in the Bank, or one of the Money in the Bank winners, Damien Sandow, who pretty much guarantees himself a World Heavyweight Championship. And I'm pretty sure, even though I think this match is going to be absolutely epic, the build has been great and everything like that, considering the build has been so good compared to some of the other mid-card matches which would probably start a show like SummerSlam in earlier years, I do think this match will probably start the show, considering it's one of the best built matches. So you're going to start on a pretty high note, and then they'll probably put in a few of the not so maybe well built matches after that, and probably fit like one or two of them in. I do think this match will probably start the show, SummerSlam 2013, when it first goes on at 1 o'clock in UK time. I do think this will be the show that does start the match that will start the show. So you've got Cody Rhodes, who is a third generation superstar, two-time Intercontinental Champion and a four-time Tag Team Champion. On the other hand, you've got Damien Sandow, who you could say he's at the other end of the scale. He's got great potential, which they both have. He's won 0 championships, but he holds 2 great accolades at the moment in this current time in the WWE. He's one of the best heels at this current time, and possibly one of the best heels in the past 5 years of WWE. And he's got one of the best gimmicks I have possibly seen, best characters I have seen in the WWE for such a long time, since the Attitude Era. He has got one of the best characters ever. He has great mic work. He just gets the crowd right against him. He's just brilliant on the mic. He does everything so crisp and nice, and he's just 100% all-round great talent. Everything he does is awesome, so you can see why they did choose Damien Sandow to win this Money in the Bank briefcase. However, I predicted Cody Rhodes was going to win this Money in the Bank briefcase. I thought Damien Sandow's time to get pushed to the main event spot. Give it maybe 1 or 2 years and he might just be there. Cody Rhodes, I think he was on the edge of nearly getting into that main event spot. The potential he really had, and how he was doing at the time in the match he was being put up against, and how well he was doing in these matches, how well he coped. I thought he was on the edge of being in a main event spot. I thought Damien Sandow, since he's just come into the WWE a year ago, give it maybe 1 or 2 years to materialize into a proper full-time main eventer. Like Sheamus, it took him a few years, but now he's a full-time main eventer. I thought Damien Sandow is nearly there, give it 1 or 2 years, but they decided to give the briefcase to Damien Sandow, which I disagreed quite a lot with, but now I can kind of see why they did give the briefcase to Damien Sandow, rather than what I thought was the better competitor at the time, or better suited for the briefcase, Cody Rhodes, who he's pretty much done it all. He's won the Intercontinental Championship, he's won the Tag Team Championship, he's a third generation superstar, which basically says a lot in its own right, and he's just a great talent. He has one of the best potentials, they both do, and he's pretty much done quite a lot in the WWE in his short career since 2007 coming on the scene. And I thought the World Heavyweight Championship was really the next step. It was literally the next step for Cody Rhodes, but Damien Sandow won that briefcase. Now, to be honest, the build for this match has been really good, and the thing that is lacking is it should have been for the Money in the Bank briefcase, because that's what the whole feud is about. Now, the last few weeks, the build has been great, but also Damien Sandow has been put into the main event spot. He's been facing Orton twice, arguably facing some of the top main eventers in the WWE. He lost to Orton on Monday Night Raw the other day, but not really. He had to get distracted by Cody Rhodes and then get a RKO out of nowhere, so he wasn't really beaten. So he's been booked in these matches really, really well. And on the other hand, you've got Cody Rhodes, who has hardly ever been on a Monday Night Raw or a SmackDown for the past few weeks, except for being on commentary or building this match. He hasn't really been in a match. Now, he's faced Fandango, Wade Barrett, and Jack Swagger in the last few weeks, but when you think of these guys, you think of jobbers. Now, it looks like they're really, if you're looking at the people these guys have been put up against in the last few weeks, it really does look like WWE are putting their money on Damien Sandow. So they did something really clever. Now, Sandow, has so much heat on him at the moment. Any kind of loss in a big pay-per-view match, he would completely lose that momentum he's got at the moment since he won that Money in the Bank briefcase. He's put on some 2 great matches with Randy Orton, and he is really stepping up to the plate at the moment in the WWE ever since he won the Money in the Bank contract. The matches have been great, the booking's been great as well. It's been really cleverly thought out. Now, I personally think one briefcase they should only have one briefcase because they can write storylines to that one briefcase much better. But they have been booking Damien Sandow really well. Now, losing at this point in his career would really, really ruin his career, especially at a big main event match. Now, he is so high right now, and losing would really, really dent his career considering he is on such a high moment in his career. Now, this match isn't a Money in the Bank match. Now, I've already said why I don't like the fact that the match has been built over how Cody Rhodes was betrayed by his best friend Damien Sandow, and this match is a result of the story they played out at Money in the Bank where Sandow tossed his friend off Cody Rhodes off the top of the ladder, and this is basically the story after that match. So it's basically a scapegoat from what happened. So they were like, oh, how can we make Sandow more hated than he already was going into Money in the Bank? Oh, let's make him betray Cody Rhodes, make Cody Rhodes become face, and now people hate Sandow 20 times even more. It was absolutely brilliant. We hated Sandow even more when he came out of Money in the Bank. And this match is just to play off that more hated role so they use this kind of pushing off Cody Rhodes to make him more hated, and this is just a result of that, really just to make him more hated. But this feud isn't really going to go much further, really. They were like, oh, how can we get more heat on Sandow? We'll give him the briefcase, a great idea, and we'll make him push off Cody Rhodes. He's got more heat, that's great, that's what we want to do. Sandow's there to give heat. This is basically a result of what he did. It's not really much to further both careers, it's more just the result of what happened. They kind of just wanted to give more heat to Sandow, so they thought, let's do this and we'll just have a match at SummerSlam to settle it. That's pretty much why this isn't for the Money in the Bank. It's pretty much just to settle it, and it won't go much further after SummerSlam 2013. Maybe 1 or 2 weeks later, nothing more. So they've already had a tease of a cash-in for Sandow on Del Rio. He's pimped it out like what Rob Van Dam did with the graffiti and what Edge did with the rated R superstar star on the actual briefcase. Sandow means business, and we've had a few teases at this. So for me, Sandow's got to win this match. It'd dent his career if he lost it, and he's such high at the moment. He's doing really, really well. It dent his career so much. This is only a result of what Sandow did at Money in the Bank so he could get more heat. It's not really going to further anybody's career, really. It's just a match that they had to put in to carry off the feud. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, guys. I'm predicting Sandow's going to pick up the victory here, guys. He's got to really to keep up that momentum he's got at the moment, and how much heat he's getting at the moment is absolutely phenomenal. So congratulations to Sandow. Hopefully he does win. I'm predicting Sandow win. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe. Take care. Spike your hair. Woo, woo, woo. You know it.